The architecture of being. They tell you that life is a straight line, from A to B, a climb, a pursuit. But it's not. It's much stranger than that. Life isn't a path, it's a room we're constantly redesigning. It's an architecture of feelings, and we are both the architect and the inhabitant, and sometimes the prisoner. I remember the first time I truly understood the scale of this place. I was very young, sitting at the top of a staircase that seemed to descend into forever. It was a high-angle view of my own existence. The house was silent, massive, and empty. I was just a small figure, hunched over, head in my hands. The shadows weren't just absent light. They were cross-hatched bars surrounding me. I was overwhelmed by it, the sheer suffocating burden of solitude. I felt smaller than small. I felt invisible. Looking slightly upward, as if remembering, you learn, eventually, that you cannot live in that basement of isolation. You have to climb down. But as you descend, you realize you are carrying the blueprints of where you've been. I became an expert on the weight of the past. I'd catch my profile in the glass, older now, lines etched a little deeper around the eyes, and I'd stop. I'd freeze, staring at a worn, faded photograph. My mind became a projector, but the film was damaged. Fragmented sketches of better times would float around my head, ghost images. The lines weren't sharp. They were smudged with pencil, blurring the present moment because I was so desperate to hold on to what was lost. Regret is a heavy coat. It keeps you warm, but it makes it impossible to run. And then the room shifts violently, becoming more immediate and raw. Nothing prepares you for the architecture shattering. It happened in an instant. We were standing in a room together, stark, bare walls. The silence between us wasn't peaceful, it was tectonic. The distance was impossible. And then they turned away. Their back was a wall of impenetrable dark silhouette. I recoiled, and for a second, my heart stopped. It was the absolute shock of the fracture of trust. I didn't hear a noise, but I saw the invisible line on the floor between us split wide open with a jagged, sharp crack that tore the world in two. There is a moment after the break where you are completely undone. I remember an extreme close-up of my own face. My eyes squeezed shut, my mouth open, screaming, pleading. But the sound never arrived. It died in my throat. It was suppressed, choked off. In its place, turbulent, swirling, jagged black ink exploded from my mouth, filling the room, choking me. It was the sound of silence screaming, internal turmoil, the absolute terror of having no voice left. But even in the ink, even in the void, there is physics. For every action, there is a reaction. Despair has a saturation point, their demeanor shifting toward quiet observation. I found myself in a landscape that looked like the end of the world, heavily inked, post-apocalyptic, shattered concrete rubble everywhere. The sky was bruised purple and black, desolate, and yet, in the deepest shadow, in the absolute corner of the ruin, I saw it. A single, detailed cartoon flower was pushing its way through the cracked, dead earth. And then, the miracle. A solitary shaft of brilliant, piercing white light broke through the gloom. It didn't shine on the city. It shone exclusively on the flower. The resilience, the stubborn, quiet glimmer of hope. It was the only bright thing in existence. But hope isn't a cure, it's a compass. It doesn't mean the fear goes away. Their pace quickening, their body language showing tension and anxiety. I had to walk through the fear to get anywhere else. I was walking down a tight, claustrophobic alleyway. The walls were too close. The stark black shadows of the buildings on either side were alive. They weren't just shapes anymore. They were long, sharp, clawed fingers reaching out, grasping at my coat, trying to pull me into the dark. The perspective was wrong, warped. The way forward was an optical illusion of impossibility. It was the stranglehold of fear, paranoia. Every shadow was a threat. And when you can't run anymore, you fall. I collapsed. I was done. I fell to my knees on the rough, unforgiving ground. The rain came down, not as water, but as heavy, vertical black streaks, washing over me, erasing me. My body became a pool of limp lines, surrendering to the weight of it all. Complete defeat, despair. It was the collapse. You stay on the ground until you realize you can stand. And when you stand, you see the terrain differently. I found myself at a metaphorical fork in the road, a medium shot. I was firm, defined now, resolute. Looking back, I saw the past for what it was, a chaotic, messy tangle of scribbled, confusing lines and dark, muddy washes. Ahead, the road clearly diverged. One way led to more shadow, the other into blinding, open, undefined white space. The horizon was starkly divided. It was the moment of decision, resolve, clarity. I knew where I could not stay. But you cannot walk that new path alone, not truly. This found solace not in grand gestures, but in a grip. Two characters, seated, facing each other. One was distressed, fragile, drawn with sketchy, unsure lines. The other was simply holding their hand. The lines connecting us, the grip, were the only strong, confident ink in the entire frame. All the fear, all the regret, it faded away in the face of that single human connection. It was empathy, comfort, the gentle connection. And finally, you have to step off the edge. Life isn't about finding a safe place to land. It's about learning to fly while you're falling. I stand now at the edge of a high cliff. Below me is a vast, swirling abyss of white. I don't know what's down there. It's unclear if there is anything to catch me, but my body language has changed. The tension is gone, replaced by the release of forward motion. I am leaning in. I am stepping off the edge into the unknown. It's not a suicide. It's a launch. It is the leap of faith, courage, true liberation. It is embracing the absolute, undefined white space of tomorrow and finally realizing that you don't need wings to soar. You just need the nerve to let go.